Okay, I figured it out. Now the question is whether or not it will work and take care of those problems I had. So let me show you what I did, which some of you are probably like, well, duh, yeah, I was going to tell you that. But if you go here in the file viewer, up at the top you have View. This is on a Windows. And then down here is Show File Name Extensions. So I did that, and it showed the .zip at the end. And I was able to go in, remove the .zip. It gave me a warning to say to you, are you sure you want to rename it? Because it might not open if you do. And I said yes. And so there we have it. I've uploaded the file. And now let's find out what happens. See if I need to go back to the drawing board here. So let's see, the cover should be fine. All these files, which were uploaded today, should be fine. And we will hit continue. All right. Here we go, crossing our fingers, watching the spinny wheel. Can you feel the tension bleeding off my forehead? MIME type entry is missing or is not the first file in the archive. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to have to work on that one too. So I will continue that down the road in the next video, I guess. I guess we need to, let's do a screenshot of that. Let's see, can I do a screenshot while I'm recording here? No, I can't. Okay, well, I will just copy that text. Okay, and I'd like to also show you, because I mentioned it before in the other video, where do you get the template for InDesign? So where you get that, since it's now going to make me leave this page, actually I'm going to try, see if I can control click on here. Oh, hey, it opened another page. Awesome. I can come back here and do a screenshot. So right here under the file creation tools is where you want to go. And there's the cover template generator. So you're going to type in your ISBN, the trim size, the type of file that you want. So I'm using InDesign. And so I wanted to generate an InDesigned file that I can load in InDesign. So InDesign, you type in your email address, confirm the email address. If you want to, this is optional, but if you decide you want the price included in the barcode, you can do that. Otherwise, it's like $9,999 or $9,000 or something like that. Up to you. You can do your own research to figure out if that's something you want to do, and then you can set the currency and then say to include the price in the barcode if you would like. And then once you do that, you hit submit, and Ingram Spark will then send you an email with that template. What do the templates look like? So let me show you here. I'll go to, let's go to here. I'm going to go to, where is it? We'll go to paperback. Okay, so I'm going to open the paperback. This is the one, the Ingram Spark IS paperback with a big number on it. So we'll open that up. And it's got all of my design elements on it. So we're going to skip that. We don't need to do that. So basically, I wonder if I delete this. Let me just delete it and see what happens. Okay, there we go. So this is what it's going to look like when you open it, except for it'll also have the barcode right down here. I moved the barcode to the front, and this is all kind of on a locked layer, I think, or something like that. And then there's instructions right there on how to use it. So basically, there's the barcode that was included. Basically, I then opened the other, what was it? Let's go back here. Oh, that's right there. Okay. I opened this one, the paperback cover. And I just copied everything from right here, copied it, pasted it over here, and then made sure it lined up with all of the guides and everything that Ingram Spark has. And it was, on this one, it was pretty darn close. I don't think I had to do a lot of maneuvering or moving around. So that was the paperback. And then I had, I created one as well. So let's close this one, close that. I'll leave that open because I'm coming back to it. Okay, so you can also do, let's see, let's go back. So the other thing that I did is I used this to create, I think once I created the paperback, then I could come in here and select the trim size. Let's see, it was 5.5 by 8.5. Oh yeah, here we go. So we'll go through this, black and white. Then I did some hardback versions. And with the hardback version, there's like a digital cloth cover gray. So this would be like a dust jacket. Let's see, where was the dust jacket? Okay, yeah, right there. And then matte. Where did I put the dust jacket? Digital cloth cover, case laminate. So I guess it included the dust jacket. These hardback ones did. So I did a version with the digital cloth, and then I did the case lam. Oh no, is that what it was? Jacketed. I think it was the case laminate where the cover is glued. There is no dust jacket. So yeah, this was a dust jacket, and this was without the dust jacket. So I did two versions of the hardback, and it sent me two. Oh, come on. It sent me right here two different files. Let's open that one. So this is with the dust jacket, which you can see here. There's the dust jacket. It's got the folds out there. So I had to design some additional stuff to make that, to add to. So I'd extend out the image here, and then write up some copy. And then the other one, if I can get to it, is just a plain old hardcover. You notice it's got a little more space around the binding because it folds in. This is just printed on a hardcover, no dust jacket. So when I upload to Ingram Spark, I've already saved these out to PDFs. So save them out as PDFs in the same way I did the other PDF files for Amazon. And then I uploaded those. So yeah, and I think that's, let's go back here. Where are we? Ingram Spark. I just click on it. There we go. So yeah, I think that's about it for setting up the covers within Ingram Spark. Now I'm just going to go and I'm going to see if I can work through this error, find a solution to that, and then I'll come back, fix it, and then hopefully at that point we'll be good, and I'll be able to proceed with my files and without any of those issues. So I'll see you in the next video.